Did you know that the population in our country is over 1.46 billion, which is the highest in the world, surpassing even China, and actually it's even more than the whole Europe combined. And the problems caused by it is uncontrollable and extremely unwell for the country. It is causing uncontrollable urbanization, resulting in pollution and corruption. Then you have unemployment. Even though every year over 12 million youth enter the job market, they find none. They are having to do jobs that pay less, and our youth is being exploited. But guess what? Overpopulation isn't still the worst problem we have. There is something worse that we are all suffering from. It is not crime, corruption, or even climate change. It is the illiteracy of mind, the stupidity of our people. Let me explain further so you understand what I am trying to say. And if you are watching this video until now, which most people don't, then I request you to do a like and subscribe. As a small creator, it is so much needed and appreciated. And also, if you have anything to say or ask, do let me know in the comments. As a new content creator, I have a lot of time and I will reply them all. By being illiterate, by being uneducated, I don't mean the illiteracy that you can fix with a degree. I am talking about our behavior, in how we talk, drive, argue, and do anything. Because you can have a degree and a good posting and still be spitting gutka. The problem is that we have read books and even written them in the exams, but we have completely lost the significance of education completely. And we have failed to understand what education was all about. Maybe it's not your fault because you have never been told about this. Because from the very beginning, we have been told to learn, to study, to memorize. So not we become wiser, stronger, kinder, but so we can get a good job. We have locked up education only up to the exam paper. But that's not the right thing. That's not what education is or what it should be. Like Swami Vivekananda said, education is by which character is formed, strength of mind increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on its own feet. Education is the manifestation of perfection already in a man. We fail to understand that we don't read history just to remember the dates and names. We read history to learn about the mistakes, the lessons that human civilization has made so that we can prevent them from happening again and again. We learn math because it teaches us to think critically, it improves our memory and pushes our brain to its limit, keeping it sharp and adaptive. And this is the same for every other subject. We are not just supposed to read and memorize, we are supposed to absorb it and understand it. But is it really necessary to have education to be a good person? Well, it is absolutely not. You can be absolutely illiterate, still a very good person. But that requires basic human understanding and experience. But majority of our people do not have any of this. Their minds are absolutely empty. They could be 50 years old but still argue like a kid. And that's why our country is doomed. And day by day, it is getting worse. We have engineers that cheat, police that bribe, politicians who lie, and citizens who just do not care. We would disobey traffic rules, speed anywhere, but complain about corruption. We would complain about how OBC and women get extra care, extra attention, but forget that we are the reason they exist at all. We are casteist, sexist, and racist. We breed discrimination. Then we would do a job that we hate and blame the society for the depression we have, even though it was caused by the corporation. See, this is like a chain reaction, an avalanche. You did not commit it, but you have contributed to it. For example, we all know that our government, our system is terrible. Majority of our MPs, MLAs, or any other political party is convicted of crime and corruption. And these are not any small charges. They have looted millions and caused mass murders, rapes, and the list goes on. But somehow they are still free and out. This is not about any particular political party, be it BJP, Congress, AP, TMC, or anyone. Everybody is equally shit. Everybody here is just to work for themselves, for their interest alone. I don't know how we live with it, seeing the politicians have all the luxury and their kids abusing their power, whereas you and I are struggling just to make it to another day. Our hopes, dreams, and life is completely destroyed, and the future is bleak. The situation wants us suffocated and changed, but we are trying to do better. even though we don't know how it ends. Still, the government is standing tall. How? Very simple, because we have allowed it to. We have normalized corruption. We think that corruption and crime is a part of politics. Everybody does that. Someone even argues that the political party previously was even worse. Compared to that, the current one is better. We forget to understand that corruption and crime itself is a bad thing. Quantity doesn't matter. A political party or an individual is never supposed to engage with any corruption or crime. But people just cannot see that. They are that stupid. The people would still vote for the same person. Surely you are not the one to be blamed, because your vote alone did not establish the government, but you had your contribution, right? But you deny your contribution, like you deny when you throw a can on the street thinking that it is already polluted. One more can wouldn't hurt. But this is how we destroy our environment and nature. We assume that I just did a little, it wasn't very much. But we forget to consider the fact that our little pile up and it goes out of control, causing mass pollution. But it is okay, society has normalized it. We have made lying as being smart, kindness as being weak, and caring as being naive. How can we live like this if being a good person is considered to be dumb? We were never taught emotional intelligence. We are way too narcissistic and self-centric for that. We are so busy with ourselves that we fail to listen to the person next to us. We always want to be better. We always want to showcase that our pain is the greatest. Let me tell you a funny thing that you might have seen in our society, especially amongst our aunties. They always want to be in superlative terms. If you say you are a good person, then they would say, I am better, I am the best. But if you say, I am a bad person, they would say, oh, I am even worse, I am the worst. They cannot tolerate being a normal person. They always want to be the worst or the best. They cannot accept defeat, even if it is in a negative way. The situation is so bad that just being a basic human being makes up a news. That's why we need to solve this problem and normalize being a human. The real change starts when we start questioning our behavior and our personality. When we start blaming the system and the government and also start fixing a small part of it. We need to be more kinder, stronger, smarter, and wiser. And the change has to come within ourselves. Because in order to improve everyone, we just need to improve ourselves. We built road, satellite, skyscrapers, but forgot to build people. The world does not need more educated idiots. It needs decent humans. Do a like and a subscribe as a small creator. It is so much needed and appreciated. And also, if I have made any mistake, missed any point, or you have any suggestion, please do let me know in the comments. I'm still learning and growing. Thank you for watching.